This is the flying Miata downpipe after it's been removed, and what I wanted to show is this right here. This is a socket that I got at Northern Tools, and you can see the size of it. I've tried a whole bunch of different things. I tried the swivel like this on the end of a regular socket, and it was just too long, and then what happens is it hits the pipe here, and then this thing gets cockeyed, and then it strips this. And then what I've done is I tried to get a shorter socket to put onto it, and even that didn't work. You know, whenever I put that swivel onto it, it was still too long, and then it would like hit against this right here, and you may actually be able to see the markings and stuff. It would hit against that, and it would get cockeyed, and then it would strip the nut, and I had a really hard time. I actually had to cut this off. So whenever I want to put I had to buy another nut for it, but whenever I want to put it on again, I purchased one of these from Northern Tools. It's a socket that has a swivel in it, and like the first part of it is just really short. You can see how short that part is right there. It's really short, and it just fits into this space like really easy. Like whenever you go to take the downpipe off, it leaves plenty of room. You can see right there, it leaves plenty of room for the removal of that nut, and then you won't strip it. So you just have to use one of these if you're gonna remove one of these downpipes without stripping anything. So that's the sort of like a little secret to taking this off. Okay, this is a Mazdaspeed Miata and a flying Miata downpipe that I'm trying to remove right now. There, it just focused in there. But that's the top bolt of the downpipe, and if I could just move a little bit here, there's not much space underneath this car, and right there you can see the other two bolts right there, and I've already loosened those up, and what I'm going to do is put the camera down. I'll zoom out a little bit, and I'll put this camera down for a second, and I'll move the light back here. Since you already seen the other part, what I'm going to do is show you what I used to get back up in there. And here's the part that I used. I gotta turn this sideways. I bought this little thing right here. It's a 14 millimeter. I bought it at Northern Tools, and it fits perfect back there. The swivel is like right up there where the socket is. It's like a swiveling socket, and it fits in really tight places. And what I did for the bottom right bolt, I kind of came in at an angle. Boy, this is hard to hold this. But for the bottom right bolt, I came in at this angle right here and untightened that. And then for the top bolt, I went over the top like this, there, that's on there, and I went through this groove right here, and I untightened the top bolt, and then for the other one, I came around the suspension.
there's like a nut for the suspension right there, but I came in at this angle, and I was able to get to the other nut that's on the bottom left, and I went in at this angle right here. The only other thing that you have to remove underneath here is the oxygen sensor, and I think that's like a 22 millimeter. I think that's a 22 millimeter, and then you got these nuts right here. I forget what the size are, but they take quite a bit of force to get those off. And see how rusty these things get. Like all the exhaust stuff, you just have to use like WD-40 or something, or PB Blaster, or just some sort of penetrating oil, because those things get so rusty and they're just like really hard to get off. But as far as getting to those nuts that were on the downpipe, this is what I used right here. You got to use a lot of extensions and stuff, but I just wanted to show you this 14 millimeter socket that it swivels, and that's what I was able to use to get to it. If you try to use just a regular socket, you just can't get in at the right angle, and it's just really difficult. But this is the flying Miata downpipe right here, and gosh, there's just no room to do anything. And I'll get some light up in there, but okay, now I got the downpipe removed, and there's the 3 studs that the downpipe was on, and I'll back out here like this, and that's where the downpipe was, and here's the end of it. Ugh. Like right there, that's what it came off. This is the part of the mid pipe. I hope the camera's focusing, but I removed the downpipe, and now I'm just gonna get out from underneath the car. See how dark and nasty it is underneath here. And then I'll show you all the stuff that I used again. But this is what I used right here to remove those 3 nuts. There they are. I had to get new ones because when I took the stock downpipe off of the car, they stripped and stuff, so I just bought brand new ones, and it came off pretty easy this time because I used anti-seize compound. It's like 1,000 degree anti-seize compound. But this is the Flying Miata downpipe right there that I took off of the car. And to get the oxygen sensor off, I used a 22 millimeter wrench, and that's the 22 millimeter wrench. And then to get these bolts off right here, I used these 2 right here, and they're both 19 millimeters. I used this WD-40 rust release penetrant spray, and it works pretty good. And I use that. You got to use that on all this exhaust stuff because sometimes it can be really rusted on really bad. But that's pretty much what I used. And this thing right here, it makes it so much easier. You just got to get this little swivel, like a swivel type of socket like this. This is a 14 millimeter. I got it at Northern Tools, and it grabs onto those nuts over there pretty good. and you're able to get it off a lot easier using this setup. But that's everything that I was using right there. And I can't forget my flashlight. I love this little flashlight right here. I just got it at Home Depot, and it puts out like this nice, it puts out a nice pattern, this kind of even, and I like this flashlight. But I'll show you from up above with the downpipe removed now. The next thing that I'm going to do is the turbocharger and the manifold. I'll get those off of there, and it'll just make it a lot easier for me to pull the engine out. But that's the video for now. I removed my downpipe right there, and that's sort of how I did it.